I'm Kavi's mom, Darshana.
This is Pervish, Kavi's dad.
And I'm Kavi.
Kavi was 7 years old when he was diagnosed with cancer. When your kid is complaining about leg pain in the middle of the night, and when you take him and the doctor just says it's growing pains, you want to believe that, but it may be something more, and that's what it was.
It was Christmas Eve, I think it was on Friday or Saturday, and we had 50 or 60 people over for Christmas Eve dinner. And I got home, and it's like, can you please call me as soon as your wife gets home? And we just huddled in our office, and then we called the doctor, and he told us that your son has a tumor in his femur. And then we just started, it was the worst news that any parents can get. Once the doctor told us that, he has a cancer and it's not benign, they went ahead and did the scan of his lungs, to make sure that it hasn't spread there. And of course it did. There was a cancer in both of his lungs. And then it becomes a stage 4 cancer because we waited so long, we went through so many doctors, but now Kavi has stage 4 cancer, Osteosarcoma. And that was a really scary part, that when you have a stage 4 cancer, cancer surviving, it's literally, 6 to 8 months.
I have 2 scars on my back, about this long each, where they cut into my lungs.
Okay.
It just felt like this heavy weight, like, okay, we're doomed. The rest of our lives are kind of like, it's never gonna be normal, it's never gonna be fun, we're just not gonna be a normal family again.
Eventually they told us that they want to do a Make-A-Wish Foundation for Kavi. And because of the stage 4 cancer. And it was really emotional. We told Kavi that, what do you want to do? He's a big Chicago Bears fan, Cubs fan. And I remember that, I promised my wife that, on our 10th anniversary, I'll take you to Hawaii. And Kavi knew about it. And Kavi decided for his Make-A-Wish Foundation to take the entire family to Hawaii. So our Make-A-Wish Foundation wish was we all went to Hawaii.
Like at school, I'll make my friends feel bad because they'll say something and I'll bring out my leg and they're just seeing their faces drain because they're like, why? And this is the funniest thing ever. Some of my favorite ways to tell little kids about how I lost my leg is because obviously telling them I had cancer isn't gonna do much for them. So I like telling them about the shark. The shark's probably one of my favorites. I like saying I was an FBI agent. That one really gets them going. The rhino's also a big one that I like to tell. I don't know how that would work, but a rhino's a fun one.
He had chemo for 9 months, and so with that treatment he ended up getting blondish hair and lighter skin. So he very much did not look like an Indian. So when we went out as a family, if we were a little bit further away, and if we said, I have 2 boys, and if they're not really right by me, they're looking for the other one because they can spot my younger one, and they're like, where's the other Indian kid? And he looked nothing Indian at the time. Started doing chemos and started losing hair. So we decided that, we'll cut his hair or, whatever we could take it out and shave it, right? And I wanted to do with him as well, to just as a, being a dad, right? So I remember we went to the local barber shop. And, of course I had to carry him. He couldn't walk, right? So we went in there and it was very emotional. They were cutting his hair and then they started cutting my hair. And, I think I was crying or, and then there was other people in the shop. And they must have noticed, us, here's a kid, his daddy's carrying a, 7, 8-year-old, putting in the chair and, just crying. And then when we were done, we're about to pay, and somebody already paid her a tab for the haircut for both of us. I think that's his personality. Kavi is who Kavi is. It doesn't bother him. Even today, we'd be going in the mall or walking around, and kids would just turn around, and I see it, but it doesn't bother him at all.
If a kid looks at me, he'll be usually looking down on my leg, and I'll just like stare into his eyes while he's looking at my leg. So when he looks up, I'll just be like staring at him in the eye, and it'll just freak him out. It's hilarious.
Right around the beginning of 2018, it was confirmed that the cancer had returned. The treatment at that time, at the Relapse, is a little bit different. They were not going to do chemo anymore. There was no treatment of chemo left to try. It was suggested that we can continue to further remove the rest of his leg. We were like, I don't know if it's going to be worth it to do this. What is it going to do to him? But yes, we did luckily decide to remove the entire leg.
We'd rather have a Kavi than not have a leg. So that was our decision. We'd rather have our son.
So after my relapse, they had taken me off chemo, and because of chemo, my appetite was extremely small. So once I was off chemo, I just ate everything in sight. So I started becoming pretty chubby, and I didn't like that at all because I had been skinny my entire life. So I was like, I need to do something about this at 13 years old. So me and my mom were looking around for like gyms I could go to, and we went to Adaptive Sports Expo at UT Southwestern, and that's where I found adaptive soccer, and it allowed me to play on my crutches, which is what I wanted, and I fell in love basically the first time that I played it.
It didn't take Kavi long to master his skills on the soccer field, and now plays on the U.S. men's Amputee soccer team. This is a highly competitive and fast-paced game where everyone plays on forearm crutches. Proving his mettle, at the age of 16, Kavi is the youngest player to be invited to participate in the Amputee World Cup Games that were held in Turkey in October 2022. Kavi is far from being one-dimensional. He has also proven his mettle in the classroom and in his community. As a member of the National Honor Society, he maintains a 3.8 GPA and will be graduating 1 year early. Kavi is also involved in an organization called MKY Top Soccer, where he works one-on-one with kids who have various disabilities, helping to teach them to play the game of soccer.
I want to go to college and then eventually go to med school and become a sports medicine physician to help other athletes with sports injuries and stuff like that, because I love helping people, but I also love sports, so I was just like, might as well combine the two.
Superstar college program is so important to the families. Just in our case, our insurance company gave us Kavi only 1 crutches a year. And the crutches that he uses is not covered by insurance because he needs a special crutches, and we pay out of pocket, I think almost $900. Another example is Kavi, he doesn't wear the prosthetic, but the prosthetic that he has, it cost us $152,000. And as he grows, we need to either add some, or every year it needs to be modified or get a new prosthetic. So all this cost is so much cost on the family. So, the Superstar College scholarship will really help the family tremendously.
My parents, they mean a lot to me. They've been there since day one. They've really been through thick and thin with me. They're always there to support me, and I think they've really been an example to other people, showing them that it is possible to get through such a catastrophic disease, or like we were really just dealt not the best hand, but they always fought through it till the end. they never gave up on me or each other.